going on, Internet? The Hokage here, aka TBH, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. I'm sure we'll have fun on episode 81. Before we get into the show, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which is moving to Disneyland, aka Orlando. So expect some childish opinions from him. He claims he travels the most. We all know that's a lie, but whatever. UTXJG the Don, say what up to the people.
That is not a lie. That's facts right now. I know you had your little trips. You know, you got your little stuff in. You trying to catch up. You're trying to catch up, but you know, I'm still UTX travel to Don. But what up, people? And we back.
Yeah. And my second co-host is out here copping mansions on the low. So I guess us broke boys are not allowed to. I fucked that up. I was about to say whatever. Ethos, just talk. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. Whatever.
What's up, everybody? Your boy's a Twitch partner. You know, we out here getting this money. What's up?
Wow, this man really flexes his check mark.
The
toxicity is coming through you. And our special guest today is our Patreon backer, Gold Era Gaming. We appreciate you. Shout out your social medias. Let the people know what's going on with you, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for everybody tuning in. You can catch me on Instagram or YouTube at Gold Era Gaming. Again, that's Gold Era Gaming. I do vlogs, live streams, and giveaways every 100 subs.
Okay, there you go. And if you want to appear on the next episode, be sure to back us at patreon.com/GI updates. Also, feel free to take the show on the go. The podcast is available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and all other major podcast outlets. Be sure to download the GI app. It's available on iOS and Android. It's free. Just search Illuminati on your respective app store. Keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with the word naughty as in naughty or nice. Now, with all that promotion out of the way, we go ahead and get into these conversations. A lot of games have dropped since the last podcast. We ain't going to talk about all of them. We're just going to talk about the ones that matter. And the first of which is the talk of the town, Anthem. It finally released into early access last week, and then the game just released fully on Friday. Jay, I'm gonna give you the floor on this one. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly for you. What do you like and dislike about Anthem?
All right. As far as the good, one thing that I definitely want to point out is the gameplay. I definitely enjoy the gameplay the most. I feel like that's where Anthem actually shines, is the actual gameplay. I love jumping around, I love flying around, I love using all of the abilities. Everything is satisfying for me on the technical aspect. I also love how the game looks amazing visually. I know that they had like some optimization issues at first, but through some patches, I think that patches and the actual NVIDIA driver updates made the game run a lot better for me on PC. Not sure about the console. I'll never play it on there, but it looked like it was okay. So I didn't really see any too major issues there. And as far as like the cosmetics, I feel like the cosmetics are definitely a big point as well. I really don't see two javelins that look the same, so I thought that they did an amazing job with the variety that you have cosmetic wise.
Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt. Just before we even go any further, I would just like to state, because I know this video is going to attract a lot of people that just love to hate on this game. Or love to just love the game or whatever. These are just kind of first impressions. I have not finished the game. I got 35 hours on it. I don't know how many hours y'all got on it, but I just want to say these are first impressions. This is not a review, just some general thoughts. All right, my bad. Go, Jay.
Gotcha. Yeah. As far as like the bad, it definitely had a kind of a rocky launch. I know everybody was talking about the VIP demo and the open demo that came after that, with the 95% loading screens and some of the optimization issues, some of the party issues, and some of the other technical issues. And I think that for the most part, EA did fix them. I did come across a couple more 95% loading screens, and I understand the loading screens do take a long time. Or at least like when it first came out, and it was definitely very frustrating when it came out. But for the most part, I know that again they brought out some patches and updates that somewhat fixed that, so it doesn't take that long as other people were memeing and talking about. So that was a major issue. As far as the story, I feel like the story is a little bit more engaging, but I'm not going to sit up here and say like it was the most important thing ever. Because honestly, like when you're playing with your friends, especially, the story definitely can get a little bit just blown away. You don't really know everything that's going on. But for the most part, I did pay attention. I mean, it's kind of like the same general story though as anything else. Again, it's not mind blowing, but it's somewhat engaging. But again, I would say like it's very easy to just not pay attention to it when you're playing with your friends and going through that. So I would say that's kind of a negative. But again, I don't think that for a looter shooter that anyone was really expecting like some mind blowing story. I think everybody just wanted to get past the game and play that. And then as far as like when you get to the end game, we were telling you all, if like even from the beginning, that the strongholds are going to be the major thing that you're going to be doing the most to get your masterwork and legendary items. So as far as people saying, well, there's not really that much content, I mean, if you want to compare it to other games, it's pretty much the same stuff, like with the mission structure and everything else. Again, I wouldn't expect anything mind-blowing, but if we're going to talk about Anthem having like lackluster stories and lackluster content, let's talk about some other games that are the same too, right? Like I feel like that's unfair to just totally bash Anthem for doing that when other games have done it too.
I just wanted to talk about your impressions of the game. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that. But I just want to kind of make it a negative, though. I know we're going to talk about that, but those are just my general impressions on Anthem so far. So again, it was kind of rocky with some of the technical stuff, but I think that they fixed all of that. And overall, I'm having fun with the gameplay, and I'm having fun grinding and getting these masterworks and legendary. So that's it for me.
True. All right, Gold Air, you got the floor. What's your thoughts on Anthem?
A lot of what JG said is my initial thoughts of Anthem. Unlike JG, I tried to play on the console side, but for the beta, it was closed for us. The servers were down for most of that closed beta that they had. So I didn't really get the time that I did get to play with it. I didn't really see the lust in it. I didn't get really attracted to or caught like I thought I would, because I think we're all looking forward to being like basically Iron Man and flying around and shooting beam cannons out of our hands. But after you got through that, I didn't really get like the longevity of the game. I wasn't into looter shooters like Destiny. I got late into it, and then it didn't really hold me. So after seeing this and after being Iron Man for a couple of hours, I just put it back down and went back to Siege.
Okay. So let me ask you, what do you feel like they need to do to hook somebody like you who's on the fence?
I think they should do what Siege is doing. Give people who don't really know if they want that free weekends.
Okay.
I think bringing an audience, let them put their feet in the water and give them a taste of it will bring more people in, because not everybody wants to throw $60 at a game that they'll probably like.
I feel that. What's the name? Ethos, what you think?
4 out of 10. Bad game. Worst game I've ever played by far. This game was such a letdown for me personally. I feel betrayed by BioWare. They promised me that they'd make the best game of their entire life, and they failed on doing that. And I'm just kidding. I enjoyed the game. I would say my opinion is less of a first review, and less a first opinion. And I would say I could actually review the game now. I have 75 hours on the game. I'm probably going to hit 100 very soon. And I think I've seen a lot of what the game has to offer. I think there's just like one segment of the game that's still a mystery to me, because I have to reach like this little hefty goal, and I'm trying to like beat through it this week so I can see like if there's something additionally hidden in the game, or if I've played all the content. But I'd probably say I've played close to like 85% of like everything that the game has to offer. Good wise, I think this game is probably one of the best looking games I've ever played in a very long time. For me personally, like I really love the power fantasy of the game. I feel like it does make me feel like for me personally, it makes me feel like Iron Man on steroids. At least when I play the Ranger. Other classes make me feel like, if you play Colossus, I feel like the Hulk. And if you're playing Storm, you feel kind of like Thor. And then if you're playing Interceptor, you feel like Genji, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of an Avenger that I feel
like a Hokage.
Okay, there you go. Even though in my opinion, I think the Interceptor is the weakest javelin, and I will fight anybody on that point, including Ace, who's in denial about it, but it's facts. But overall, I think the graphics are really good. I think in my opinion, I think the foundation of Anthem is very good. I think the core gameplay loop of it is very enjoyable. And I think that the foundation of how the game functions is really good. I think they need to expand on it a little bit more, and not necessarily need to add more content, but I think the best thing that BioWare can do right now is like listen to a lot of the feedback, see like what areas people are talking the most about that they don't like, and focus on those areas in the upcoming months to improve the game to like be what players want the game to be. But But overall, like, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I do agree there are technical issues. I wouldn't say it's nowhere as bad as I think some people like play them out to be now compared to like it's nowhere near how the VIP demo was. But there are issues. Like even last night when I was streaming, I got caught on an infinite loading screen, but that was the first time in 75 hours I got hit with that. So I'm kind of willing to like give them the benefit of the doubt that was just like a one-off issue. And other times, like the only bug that I absolutely despise in this game is the sound ending bug. That bug has to be fixed as soon as possible. It is the most irritating bug because you have to like reboot your game and you have to play through a mission basically like death, and it's no fun. It really makes you start to appreciate how like sound in games. Loot wise, I personally like the loot. I like the loot system. I think that there are some areas where I feel like system wise of how they handle like loot and how they handle like giving it to players and people being able to like go through different menus in order to access certain things. I feel like there's a lot of things that could be streamlined and improved. But overall, I would say like I have enjoyed this game. Like this game from like I think we've talked about it yesterday a lot. This game is the first game since Paragon, I think, that I've seen GI all like every day on it trying to play it and like grind and like basically play it as like a squad game. So that's what I really love it the most for.
True. I think the best way I can describe this game is it's not as bad as everybody says it is, but it's also not as great as you would expect from BioWare. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Like I enjoy the game, but there's definitely room for improvement. I think most what I like about it is the flight. It's just flying around is just great in the game, and it doesn't get old to me. And just jumping around and beating people up and shooting at everything. The story was like I got 35 hours on the game, and I haven't completed the story mainly because I just been grinding for Masterworks and stuff like that. But from what I played, like it's cool. It gets you from point A to B. It's not like something that's gonna blow you away, but it's all right. Like the voice acting is on point. The visuals are great. And like it's interesting. Like I muted because like we're sitting there talking and joking the entire time we're doing missions, but I did mute myself during the cutscenes, and it did hold my attention. It just didn't blow me away. Probably because I don't understand some of the stuff that's going on. I don't think they do the best job of explaining it. But then also that could be my fault because there's a lot of codex in this game. If you're a big BioWare fan, a lot of stuff that you got to read, like emails and books and stuff about the world, and I ain't trying to read all that shit. So that's probably my own fault, admittedly. But it is what it is. I enjoy it. If one thing I could critique though is like in the open world, especially compared to like the E3 demo, I know like because technical issues, there's always going to be certain type of downgrades along with the development. But at times I do feel like the world is a bit what's the word, empty. Like you'll be flying around and it takes a long time before a world event happens, or you'll see some animals, but you'll see like two. It'll be this big open space, but you'll see like two animals. Like especially when you first launch off the pad, on that far left where those three monsters are. Like that's it, and then the rest of the world there's nothing. And it just feels like there could be more wildlife. There could be more birds. There could be more grabbits. I don't know. Like I feel like I understand there's technical limitations, but at times it feels like with the way that the world is populated, it feels like we're all playing the console version. I feel like there could have been more on the screen for the PC version, more things to hunt and stuff like that. I mean, it's a looter shooter. I mean, so you're going to be grinding. I don't really understand people's complaints about that. I fully expected that. All the abilities are cool. The combo system I really like. It kind of feels like we're playing like a Mass Effect game just with friends, and not as good of a story. So I like the combo system. I know a lot of people were criticizing like the microtransactions and stuff on there, but I've purchased multiple skins in the game, multiple vinyls in the game. None of it with actual money. You can use like real money, or you can use like the in-game currency that you earn from missions, and they're pretty generous with the in-game currency. Like have y'all had any problems with purchasing any like cosmetic items and stuff like that?
No, I've done multiple skins throughout. Like I think someone who's being disingenuous or not trying to give the game a fair shake might act like, oh, there's no customization or all you can do is color change. Like no, there are granted there's not a lot of armor pieces right now, but I feel like because we behind the scenes saw a little bit more. I know for a fact that there's more armor pieces, and it seems to me that they're waiting until March before they start like throwing this stuff out and adding it to the game. So yeah, I personally was able to get like multitudes. I got like some interceptors like armor pieces. I got Ranger armor pieces. I've got Colossus armor pieces, and I got Storm. So
I'm glad you said that word. You reminded me. Like, I feel like customization is one of the strongest points in this game. You literally can get lost in the menus. There's so many different textures and colors that you can put on your javelin, and like they're even doing on Twitter, like showcasing like the best designs. And I've seen some stuff that like I was like, I didn't even think to do that. I didn't even know you could do that level. It's like, if you like to customize your character, this is definitely the game for you. You can get lost in that. One critique I can say though is the game definitely does have technical issues. I haven't had the infinite loading screen or anything like that, but I have not a lot of times, but sometimes like some of the minions will get caught like in that T pose, you know, that default T pose or whatever, and they'll be like sliding around the map, and it's like, it's not game breaking, but it's like goofy Jesus shit pose. Yeah, the Jesus pose. Like, it's not game breaking, but it is, you have to note it. Like, it's just that little technical polish you notice. It looks goofy, and they'll be sliding, doing the little moonwalk and shit across the map, so you have to notice like that. Or sometimes like some minions will get stuck in the wall or stuff like that. But that's stuff that I think could be cleaned over time, and that's something that like, just like, this is the worst game ever. I think this game has the potential to be great, but right now it's just all right to me. And I feel like over time I'm curious to see how it's gonna pan out, especially because they're talking about these world events. Are all these world events just gonna be spawning titans, or are they gonna be doing other things to keep us interested and keep us coming back? And I think we'll start seeing that in March. But I feel like it's gonna be tough in March because the Division also comes out too. So it's like, are they gonna be able to hold our attention with this content? We will see. But for now, it's all right to me. It's all right. How y'all feel about all the hate that's going around about this game? I know, Ethos, you have a lot to say about this. A lot of hate has been going towards Anthem. A lot. It seems like I've never seen the YouTube community so gathered together to hate on one thing since probably like Andromeda or some other game.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76. Yeah, okay, yeah, Fallout 76. Fallout 76, that was justified.
Yeah.
You need to bury that.
Yeah. What's the name? How you feel about it, Ethos? Do you feel like the hate that is justified towards Anthem?
So like, what do you mean specifically? Like, are you talking about like just people criticizing the game, or is it more specifically just
the excessive amount of like videos or criticism? Yeah, the criticism. Like, do you feel like they're fair criticism people are making?
I just feel like this is just another game of the cycle where, you know, I feel like a lot of the YouTube reactionary channels, they just find a game that specifically they want to target, and then they just, up until release, they just keep like hitting it over and over again, like repeatedly. And then when the game comes out, then they act all surprised that, oh my God, this game is horrible and I didn't expect it. And it's like, but you were the one posting videos months before the game comes out saying how bad the game's going to be and how we need to be worried about the game and you can't trust the game and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, how can I like believe anything you're saying in this review is coming out of good faith when you like you from like day one where you're like expecting, and it's documented that it seemed like you were oriented towards making sure that this game was
confirmation bias.
Yeah, it's confirmation bias. That's the fancy psychological term for it. But yeah, there's a lot of confirmation bias. I feel people who went into this game because it's EA and because they have a hate boner for BioWare, they have a hate boner for EA. They went into it with a very skewed attitude, and to the point that like any one thing, like that's a small issue that like someone who's like, I guess someone who's being fair could like look at it and be like, okay, that's a meh, or man, like this could be better, but it's not horrible. Like they'll look at it as like an extreme, like this is insane. And the biggest examples of that, like I've stated before, is like the controversy about the microtransactions. That's my biggest example of like hypocrisy that I feel with the community, where they pushed speculation that wasn't true. They had a obligation to at least hold off until there's official news about it, but they took the football and started running onto the, you know, like, this is just an example of like the hatred that this game got. And then when it came out that they were completely off base and they were wrong about it, some of the people did, to give fairness. I think maybe one person I know for sure did it, and I'll name, like, I will give credit to Jim Sterling. He either deleted the video or he did a retraction for it, and that I respect, because that's all I've asked for when I was arguing about it on Twitter. But other people still, I'm pretty sure if I check, if I just Googled it now, some people still have the videos up there talking about $20 skins. I think what
Angry Joe did was disgusting. I don't care. I'll say his name.
What Angry Joe, I think is what he did was unethical, in my opinion. Let him know for the people who don't know. Let him know. So what Angry Joe did, I mean, you could probably explain better, because like honestly, like I've stopped watching specifically him for a long time. Like I watched for these things, but I've kind of like definitely taken a seat back away from like really taking his criticism or his opinion on things very seriously, because I feel like he just does a very reactionary cycle.
It's all shock value.
Yeah, it's a very.
I only watch him from like time to time, but like for what kind of irked me, and I'm probably gonna unsubscribe from him after this. Is he put out he put out a video? This was before his review. After playing the game when it first came out, the Legion of Dawn, because it was like an early access version. And he was basically saying in the video, he was basically stating all genuine issues there and problems there. I don't disagree with him. He was totally right about the issues that are in the game. The problem with that video is they put out a patch that day fixing all the issues that he was talking about in the video, and he even stated at the beginning of the video, because I think
sorry, just to say, the patch was out before he actually did the video. I'm certain it was like actually like it was in live state, and he could have just waited, but
it was like an hour. He said it came out an hour after the video.
Yeah, so he recorded a video before the patch came out. Then the patch came out, but because he wanted the views so bad, he still uploaded the video. And he even said at the beginning, "Hey guys, I recorded this video before the patch came out, and they fixed all the issues I'm going to talk about in this video. But I'm still wanted to put it out because I feel like it's an issue." Well, how is it an issue if they fixed the game already? If honestly, he should have just scrapped the video. But he wanted the views and the money so bad. He was, and the reason that type of stuff is dangerous to me is because I know personally, just from watching his content, I don't give a fuck. Like a lot of times during his intros, he'll just be singing from the camera and talking, and it's like, just get to the review, bro. So I'll skip past the intro, and I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that do that and just get straight to the content, so they don't even see that disclaimer he puts at the beginning, and they just see him complaining about things that don't actually exist in the game anymore. And it's just thirsty. I feel like it's the YouTube algorithm once again dictating what everybody's doing, and I like Ethos said, that shit was unethical. I didn't that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why would you do that, bro?
And just like that, I'm sorry, and just the hypocrisy of this whole thing is like, the funny thing is, like, YouTubers like this will be the same ones talking about game journalists doing the same type of thing, or like do like IGN jokes and stuff like that. But they're like, I feel like for the past couple of months, I'd even argue for the past year and a half, maybe two, they've been low key doing the same things that like they criticize like journalists for doing, which was like, giving unfair like reviews or saying things that didn't seem to make sense. Like I remember, I'd say, like, unfortunately, I would say even Donkey has slowly become this as well. Like, a lot of channels that I used to watch a long time ago, they've slowly started to like turn into this sort of like reactionary thing where they're constantly hitting these point of like negative points that without like really giving like time or pause to really think about what they're about to do. It's just news comes out on Reddit about something, a rumor, and they just immediately rush to the, like, I feel like they do this. They hear about a rumor on Twitter or they hear about it on Reddit, and then they immediately rush to their editor. They write up a script really quick, just based off of whatever they see on Reddit. They write it out, and then they'll just low key say something like, well, this could not be true, but like, at least what you could do is in the title of your videos, and we talked about this is why Twitter is becoming just cancer too, is a lot of people just see the headline and they don't read the content. A lot of people just see this headline. So I feel like a lot of people need to have an obligation to make sure that their headlines can be as fact accurate as possible, instead of pushing like, well, we need to make clicks, so we're going to make a very catchy headline that's not even purely accurate. But to cover us, if you do read the article, then you know that like this the headline's like not right or something like that. I feel like there's people got to be smarter about the way that they post videos. People need to just slow down. I feel too many people jump the gun, especially about Anthem. A lot of people jump the gun on this game way too early, and I feel like that's what's harbored this sort of like unfair. Just I can't even like figure out like what it is. Like, I beat the game and I was just like, this was a solid game. Like, I wouldn't even argue that this game's incredible. It's not like the greatest game I've ever played, but it's a fun game in my opinion. It's a solid game. I feel like it's a lot of fun when you play with teammates. It like you said, it still has some issues that I feel like it can be solved. And is it acceptable that these issues are in the game day one? No, but like, that's just how the dice rolls. And then at the end of the day, it's like, I'm gonna rather spend my time trying to give them genuine feedback because I want them to make the game as best as it can be, instead of just making like just shitting on them for like 5 videos in a row, taking my nice little like $200 per video and then walking off with it. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it.
What's the name? Let me get a different perspective, because Gold, you said you dropped it after you played it. For someone who wasn't like a big fan of it, like it sounds like you've been paying attention to the community. How do you feel about the way that people are kind of covering the game?
I feel like they're just running to what sells, and what sells on YouTube right now, because of the algorithm, is a lot of just hate and a lot of bashing. So I really take their opinions with a grain of salt, and I only trust and watch reviews for channels that I think are worthy and give a good review on them.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
I feel like the hate is twofold, and I would like to know if people would be feeling this the same way if it wasn't BioWare, if BioWare didn't have the issue with Andromeda, which we kind of spoke about that before this podcast started, about how Andromeda didn't get as much hate as Anthem is getting. But the initial thing that everybody was talking about in Andromeda with the facial animations. But after that, people were just comparing it to the other Mass Effect as far as like the actual story. But I wonder if people will be hating on this game so much if BioWare didn't make this game first, and second, which is the biggest one, if it wasn't under EA. I wonder if BioWare was an independent company, if they were like a CD Projekt Red or something, if it would have gotten the same hate before the game even came out. Because like Ethos mentioned, this game has been getting a lot of hate on YouTube specifically for over a year. Ever since they announced it, they were like, oh, well, these are going to be so-and-so problems with Anthem. And I was like, but the game isn't out yet, so how do you know that these are going to be problems? So it's ridiculous to me how the hate started and how it's continuing, especially, again, what Ethos mentioned about like the cosmetics issue where someone, again, leaked that damn screenshot. So that was already terrible, and how everybody jumped on that. How everybody just took the VIP demo and said, oh, well, this game is shit. And then when the open demo came out, oh, this game is shit. And then when the early access came out, oh, this game is shit. Like they were, again, it's just confirmation bias there. And it's really crazy how this game has been getting shit on before the game even came out. So I would love to know if people would be giving this game the same energy if BioWare didn't make it or if it wasn't under EA. I think those are two of the things that I feel like the main reason why people have been hating on the game so much.
What's the name? I think also one of my biggest problems that I'm noticing is a lot of people are like reviewing this game based off, I feel like, what they want it to be versus what it was always intended to be. And I feel like those type of opinions are dangerous too, because even if you go back to when it was first announced back like 2-3 E3s ago, like if you read some like of the interviews, like BioWare always said that this was going to be a looter shooter, to the point where I actually remember, I think it was me and Ethos, we were having conversations about this, and then like I remember we were thinking like, because we weren't the biggest Destiny fans back then, and we were like, ooh, a looter, because when you at first glance when they first revealed it, it looked like an action RPG game, and then you had to read in the article that it was going to be a looter shooter, and we was like, ooh, we're not really into like Destiny like that. I don't know about a looter shooter or whatever. So if you go back, the evidence is they've always like kept the same message. This is a looter shooter. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I see someone like Angry Joe making a video talking about this game is grindy, like it's a looter shooter. Like I went into it knowing that. And I learned to appreciate it a little bit more because I like Destiny 2 more than Destiny 1, even though most people like Destiny 1 more for whatever reason. But I went into it knowing what I was getting into, and I feel like a lot of people went into it wanting it to be something else, so then they reviewed it as they wanted it to be something else versus what it was always intended to be. And also, like, I see a lot of people complaining it's not enough content. We had this conversation last night on stream. No. I have an issue with the gaming community with this. At what point is how much is not enough content? Like
5,000 hours.
It really bothers me that people will put 100 hours into a game and say there's not enough content. Well, how about you just don't go outside? Like, how about you need to go get a life? Like, I'm sorry, if I get 20 to 30 hours out of my game, I'm satisfied with my $60 purchase. But you're getting 50 plus hours out of the game and you're saying there's not enough content. Like, what are we doing? Like, there's other games to play. Like, how many hours do we need? How many hours you need, Jay?
Brad, for me, I would say like 20 to 30 for me to be fine with it. Like, I didn't really see an issue with this particular game.
What about you, Bo?
I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but I need that Ready Player One status. I need to be living in that game to have enough content for me.
What's it is? I don't know. It's just it's interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Like next year, let's do a prediction. Do y'all think next year we'll be seeing Anthem had a great comeback type videos, or you think it's gonna fall flat on its face? I don't know, to be honest.
That or EA will shut down BioWare. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that would be a shame. That would be.
I'm not gonna lie. If EA shuts down BioWare over like basically how people have reacted to Anthem, like I'm gonna be. I don't even know. I'm gonna be very upset at a lot of people. Like,
especially because they already.
And it's funny because EA won't even be the first person I'll be upset about. That's the crazy part. Like I'll be upset at EA, but it won't be EA that I'll be the first person I'm upset about or upset towards, which is kind of crazy to me. I guess that makes me EA show. But the other thing which was funny is I kind of looked back on some of the other looter shooters that I had reviewed beforehand. when I was like thinking about Anthem. I actually thought about it last night before I went to bed. And I actually, which is, I don't know if this is like amazing foresight on my behalf or something like that, but I went back to when me and TBH reviewed The Division 1. And the crazy part is, like, in that review that I did, at least from my side, one of the things I said in the review is and it's kind of reiterating what you said, TBH, is I said very early on the review, before I got to my opinion on the game, I said, I feel like a lot of times with reviews, what we need to do is, like, I think it's our job as a reviewer is less of people need to stop reviewing games off of like what they wanted the game to be, and more of we need to look at what the developer's vision was for the game, and then we need to ask ourselves, did they succeed in that vision? Right. Now there can be obviously, like, and I even said in my Division review, I said based off of what Ubisoft said they wanted the Division to be, I argued and said that, like, I don't even think they succeeded at what they wanted the game to be. But on top of that, I also stated that you can still, as a critic, you can still criticize a game, like a developer's vision for that they had for a game, if you feel like, let's say, fundamentally the game just doesn't work, which I feel some people are arguing about that at Anthem, that they feel that Anthem core wise or fundamentally is just like not well thought out, which I disagree with. I think there's certain aspects of Anthem that I think needed more time to cook or needed more iteration, but I don't feel like the core gameplay loop of the game is just horrible. And I think when you give a game a 5, a 4, like a 5 or below, I feel like when you hit that territory, you're basically, like, what I'm reading from you is that you're trying to tell me is that the game is effectively, from a design standpoint, just broken and just a horrible game at that point. If it's more of, it's not your type of thing, but like you still can see value in it, I really don't think like a game deserves like such like a low type of like scoring or directed hatred towards it. And to compare, like, some people are even trying to say like this is the Fallout 76 of 2019. Like, it's not even close to that. Fallout 76, I think, was definitely, like, there's a strong argument for Fallout 76 being design wise, vision wise, and overall just like ethically speaking was just a horrible game. But I don't see that with Anthem, and I agree with what you're saying, T-Bitch, is I wonder what happens if, like, by June, if what I feel is going to happen is I feel like BioWare genuinely cares about Anthem. I think they genuinely believe in the vision that they have in the game. And so I even said on Twitter that, like, I would be supporting this game through good or bad. And so, like, I'm not going to, like, fall back because some people said the game is bad. Like, I'm going to continue playing this game. I'm going to continue streaming this game. And people that come into my stream trying to say get dead game or the game's trash or something like that, you're just going to get banned. And that's just what it is. Like, just because, like, a whole bunch of people on the internet said the game's bad, it's not going to take away my enjoyment of the game. And that's like 75 hours in. So they can suck it.
I feel like a lot of people, especially on YouTube, because obviously the people who are getting these opinions who come in your chat and come in my chat, these are the people who I feel like they watch these YouTube videos, and these YouTube videos have been nothing but like really, really bad. It's not even criticism at this point. It's just outright shitting on the game. Like, you're not even saying anything that's like I can think about, oh, well, on the other hand, like I could take the game like this. No, you're just saying like that the game is outright shit. And I don't feel like that's fair at all. I don't feel like that's fair to do for this game, especially like you said, like when you get into like the 4 and 5 territories, like you're saying like it's like unplayable, damn near unplayable.
Yeah, Joe gave it a 4. Like that means it's not even playable. What are you talking about?
I'm like, come on now. That's just outright ridiculous. So like, people are legit now trying to make me feel bad for liking the game. And I'm like, are we really at this point now? Like, what are we doing here? Are we actually trying to enjoy the video games, or are we just taking everyone's opinion who happen to not like the game because A, B, and C, when A, B, and C already got fixed or is outright not true, and you're not taking your own opinion from playing the game yourself at face value? You're taking other people's opinion just to say, oh, well, this game is shit. What are we doing here as a community here now? Because I don't feel like this is the way that we this is definitely not the way that we should be treating every situation here. Like, are we going to enjoy these video games, or are we just going to shit on them? Because half of these people that are doing a review or any type of video on any of these games, it doesn't seem like they're actually enjoying any games. They're just looking for anything possibly negative just to shit on it.
I remember too, we used to joke about, like, on YouTube, like, back like a few years ago, back when it was kind of like the Let's Play era where everybody was just screaming like PewDiePie. Like all this gaming content is just fucking idiotic. And it'd be nice if we could find if the community went back to like just really talking about
Having
games
fun.
and their love and having fun with this shit. And now it feels like we're on the opposite end of the spectrum. That era has died, and now we're on the era of the fake intellect and niggas just hating on every fucking thing. And it's just like,
What do you think is next? Like, because I do agree. I think we're like in a trend era. Like I feel like the YouTube community when it comes to gaming, there's
why can't it be in the middle? Why can't we have fun, be silly, and then also like talk about games being while being
the algorithm doesn't allow like in between.
I'm not mad.
Streams.
I'm not mad at anybody talking about the subjects. It's just like it seems like nobody's level-headed about anything anymore.
That's because like the past couple of years, trolling has just skyrocketed and people are addicted to trolling and the negative commentating and feedback that they get. So it's just like who can be the biggest troll and who can get the most outrage out of someone, and that's what brings people back, and that's what brings people into the comment section, except for having fun with the game or anything in social media now.
Yeah, I feel that. Like I said, this is a tough one to call. Like only time is going to tell where Anthem lands. The question is, y'all think when the Division comes out next month, you think they're gonna shit on that game too?
Yes,
most definitely.
Probably.
Absolutely. The same channels are gonna make 1,000 videos about the Division next.
Ubisoft's approach to game development is problematic, and nobody's talking about it.
It's funny because the big three, I feel like they get shit on with any game that they come out with. Ubisoft, EA, and Activision. It doesn't matter what game comes out. They're always going to find something negative about it. Even if they possibly get a win, it's just because of their past. That's the reason why they're just like going to shit on everything else that comes out in the future.
I like this game, but I'm just letting you know.
It's Ubisoft.
like Apex.
Is the game enjoyable solo queuing though? Like, or have you guys done it?
I've solo queued, but the thing is, when you solo queue, it match makes you with other people because it's always online. That's actually one of the arguments. That's actually one of the arguments I seen somebody arguing with a developer on Twitter about. He was saying, "You guys lied at E3. You said you'll be able to play this game by yourself." And like, I can understand where he's coming from, because he basically saying he just wants to play it by himself, no matchmaking with other people. And technically BioWare didn't lie. You can play it by yourself. It just match makes you with other people. But it's like, I understand his frustration. He wanted to play it by himself, but I'm like, is it a reason to really get that mad? You're calling developers out of their name and this, that.
No, you could make a private party so you can play by yourself. They just don't recommend it. Yeah, people don't even see that option. You could literally make a private party, fam.
Does it change?
The only things is like
skills.
Free play. Free play and Strongholds require that you have to be public. Like you can't private. Like story, you can play the entire story by yourself. You do not have to play with anybody. It's just those two game modes are the only things in the entire game that like you have to have people with, and it makes sense. Like they're like, yeah, there's no way you're probably going to be able to solo a Stronghold at this time. Maybe in the future we'll have enough gear that like probably you could play it on easy and do it all by yourself. But they want Strongholds to be like a cooperative experience where you have to use teamwork. And like,
why you want to play a co-op game where you don't use the combo system?
I don't know. And it's like the combo system is literally built on like just teamwork and synergy. And that's another pro about the game that I feel no one talks about, is like Anthem's the first, like I'd say, cooperative game where like compared to looter shooter, compared to all the other looter shooters currently on the market, whether it's Warframe, whether it's what's the other ones? Division, whether it's whatever other ones, none of them I feel really have each of their the people on your team synergize well with each other. I just feel like at the end of the day, like the Division doesn't do it very well. I don't feel like Warframe does it very well.
It's just team shooting, like on the Division.
Shooting. It's like focus firing and stuff like that. And I don't feel the ability to really spawn out. Like in this game, I feel like the game truly it's not afraid to give you like crazy amounts of power, like broken amounts of power. And where I feel like each of the different classes have their own identity and their pros and cons, and you can synergize them together. And I feel like that's just something that's like sorely lacking in this types of games. But no one talks about that. Everyone just says that like it's just a bad game, and no one's like trying to say, well, what has this game done that other looter shooters? I think there's like it's like maybe 3, maybe 5 points you can make about Anthem does these things way better than any other looter shooter. I would say story, it does way better than a majority of looter shooters. I would say combat's way more clean and precise. I would say its power scaling is ridiculous compared to other looter shooters. It really it doesn't shy away from like giving you power. It just says, here, you want power, you can get power. Just do this, just do that. And I feel like that's just something that like none of these videos are ever going to give this like that Anthem that type of credit. So it is what it is. I'm having fun with the game. I'm enjoying it. I've got 75 hours on it, so none of these people can tell me shit.
There you have it. That was a pretty long, a good one right there.
I told you it'd be long.
Only time will tell.
Let's talk about the other game they hate. What's the next game?
No, nobody hates this one, I don't think. We're gonna switch over to Apex Legends. So this game,
nope, EA. Nope.
So Apex Legends came out of nowhere. It was rumored like a few days before it launched that Respawn was working on a shooter, and then they did an event with all the big streamers and YouTubers. They announced the game, and it was available to play the day that they announced the game, which I thought was really cool. A really cool way to announce it, and everybody's been jumping on it. People have been enjoying it. It is a first-person shooter based in the universe of Titanfall, but there's no Titans. It mixes Battle Royale with kind of like the Overwatch abilities, like there's classes and stuff like that. So it adds like a new dynamic to the Battle Royale genre. There's a couple of unique features. The ping system's amazing. You can drop together with friends so that nobody gets lost like an idiot. And just people have really been flocking to it. Jay, how you feeling about Apex Legends?
Man, Apex is like refreshing for the Battle Royale scene. I was honestly to the point where I wasn't really feeling any other Battle Royale game. I was just kind of done with it. But then Apex Legends came out, and like we've all been playing like almost nonstop. If it wasn't for Anthem, I'd say we'd probably all be playing Apex Legends majorly right now. I really like the fact that again, I know that that Nomad and Siggy will probably battle me to death over this, but as far as like Fortnite is concerned, when you want to compare it, I think that a lot of people did not like Fortnite because, you know, one of the main aspects was building. Everybody just wants to shoot. Yeah, I know you do. So everybody just wants to shoot. And I know I played it for a little bit, but that was kind of one of my gripes as well. Like, honestly, yes, I could get good. I could get better at it, but it was just something that I didn't feel the satisfaction on building a damn mansion just to kill one opponent. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not me. I watch other people play it, but that's just not what I prefer. I want to prove that I can shoot better than you. And I feel like with Apex Legends, with the system that they had, they pretty much like address all the issues that we've had in all these previous Battle Royale games. You mentioned the ping system. The ping system is fucking amazing. Like, I've never seen something so intuitive that you can literally go into a match with randoms and you don't have to talk to them not once. You don't have to type. You have to do anything. You can ping anything, including enemies. Like, that's just amazing right there. The fact that, you know, all of the legend that they have unique abilities that can help you in combat, I feel like that's great. The fact that
just to explain for the people who haven't played, the reason the ping system is amazing is like, let's say you find a gun and you already have a nice gun. If you ping that gun, your character will speak out loud, "Hey, there's this gun right here." Like, they specifically say what they see, so you don't need to speak to
armor, guns, enemies,
you
whatever.
Literally don't have to speak to anybody in the game.
Ammo, everything has a ping system. It's
so
great.
simple. It's like, why did anybody think of that? Like,
exactly. It's amazing.
Too busy worrying about microtransactions.
Yeah,
which is funny because it's an EA game.
That's what it is. Yeah, it is an EA game. But I'm liking pretty much every aspect of it. The only negative that I have about it, and again, this is the PC version, is I feel like it's not well optimized just yet. I'm still having a lot of issues when I'm just running around. It kind of like lags a little bit. And I don't know if that's the server side or if that's just overall optimization. But besides that, because that's one of my only gripes. Actually, no, it's another gripe. And that's kind of the loot system. The loot system is kind of trash at times. Finding a gun or whatever, you find like all the ammo and armor and everything, but you can't find a gun. So that's kind of weird. I feel like if they scale that a little bit and fix the optimization on PC at least, then it'll be good, and then we'll talk about the other aspects later. But overall, man, like, for a game coming out of nowhere, even though, you know, we gotta say RIP to Titanfall 3, because I know a lot of people were expecting that, but even though we gotta say RIP to that, I think the Respawn did an amazing job, and I know the EA is liking the money that they're getting off of it. So
what about you, Gold? How you feel about it?
I think the game is great. It's very refreshing. It's sad to say that I'm kind of done with Battle Royales, though. I think Fortnite dragged on for a little too long and kind of killed the genre for me. But it is refreshing. I do play a couple games when my friends are on, just to play something different. And the combat system and how each operator has its own special abilities does bring the finesse to it that I was looking for, and that lacked in Fortnite, because it's all about building. But yeah, it's a fun game when I'm in the mood for it.
Okay. I think I enjoy the game. I think my biggest problem is not even the game, it's the community. This game feels so great, the movement and this, that, and the third. It's like, where were y'all when Titanfall 2 was out? Because fucking no, we keeping it real out here, bro. We keeping it real. Yeah. Fucking the game is literally a watered down Titanfall 2. It moves exactly the same. That was the first thing I said about. I was like, oh, this is great. It feels exactly like Titanfall 2. It just doesn't have wall running in Titans,
and double jumping, which I wish they'd add back.
Yeah, but it's like it's the same exact games. Like you guys like the watered down version, but you don't like the full version. Like it maybe it makes me think maybe if Titanfall 2 had a battle royale mode with like no Titans, maybe it would have survived. It would have done a little bit better. But
put the Titans in battle royale. We need Titans.
From a technical standpoint, that ain't happening, bro.
I know.
That'd be Mech Royale.
Like, okay, but they could do it. They could just be like, I don't know, like maybe it's like a loot drop and it's like a gold one. Like, you know how like the gold ones drop with the care packages? Like,
so one person's gonna have a Titan?
No, not one. But you know how in the end game of Apex, these care packages start randomly coming down with the blue icons on the map, and those are the ones that usually drop the gold guns, and that's like the best weapon gators in the game. Like maybe those can start dropping like a call for Titanfall, and you can get a Titan to like drop down. So then the end game can be like have like Titans in it at the end of the game.
I think it was you. I like the idea you came up with the other day, where it was like where maybe they have like a new game mode where like it starts off as a regular battle royale, but then if you're in the top 5 last teams, then Titans spawn and then becomes a Titan battle at the end. That would be kind of cool.
I think that.
Now they actually are going to come out with another game mode that will have wall running in Titans. So
I'm gonna be in that shit.
I want to see how
if they add that. Yeah, I will be on it like crack.
Yeah.
What's the name?
I just want more movement. Like I feel like the game has great movement right now. Like it feels like Call of Duty, but
Pathfinder's a tease.
More refined. Yeah, but Pathfinder's just a small tease of this. Like I wish we all had grapples. Fuck. Like give us all fucking grapples. Let's go fucking insane. Let's do like some arena shooter type shit. Like I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I feel like that's like kind of like what Fortnite has like that verticality, but it's because of all the stupid ass building. But I feel like if Respawn can add that sort of like verticality to the game too, just through like actual movement and not using stupid building blocks, I feel like that would be really dope.
I think the time to kill is too long too. I'm tired of putting taking 2 whole clips to get somebody, bro.
Once you see that armor needs to be scaled.
Yeah, once you see that gold armor on them, you better just
don't even fight somebody.
Yeah, just like nerf the armor a little bit.
Turn around or bend over. That's it.
It was a lot of like I'd be behind somebody and I'd put a whole clip in them and they just run away. They get in the corner and then re-up on their shield because they had the little extra shields, and it's just like that kind of turns me off. Like I feel like that might make me quit in the long run.
Maybe they can add a piece of equipment into the game, like kind of how they they have turbocharger and all these other things for specific guns to give them new attributes. Maybe they could add something into the game for some of the guns, if not all the guns, where like it has armor piercing rounds or something like that that can like burst
extra damage.
Or like get through armor faster.
That would be fire. Yeah.
I think that would help balance it out.
They should probably make it the heavy ammo does that. So now everybody's not running around with these fast firing rate SMGs. Yeah. So they have to carry a heavy ammo to burn through the armor.
Like give the green ammo. If you have a gun with green ammo, like maybe all those guns you can get up like
because they already have slower fire rates.
Right, yeah. Like since they're all slower and they're heavy, maybe they should do it where I think stat wise they do more damage. But like maybe you should give it where now there's like a new piece of like hop like gadget or something like that will like boost, like make those bullets do armor piercing. And I feel like that could help maybe with the issue of people feeling like it's armor, because I do feel like that where if I like, especially early game, if you go up against someone who has purple armor, you're not gonna win that. It's not gonna happen unless like their aim is just trash. The Peacekeeper is God. I pray to that gun every single night before I start shooting at people with it. The guns are really... they just need to delete the Mozambique. That gun just needs to go. No one wants that gun. And they just need to add stuff that was in Titanfall 2. Just literally just take all the shit in Titanfall 2 and just throw it into fucking Apex. And I feel like the game would just be better for it.
Literally just put Titanfall 2 in the game and just rename it Apex.
At this point, just give us Titanfall 2 at this point.
Wow, this is really good. Like, what?
Like, where were you guys in 2016?
It's so funny though, because
you guys were busy playing shitty Battlefield 1 and shitty fucking Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I hate you.
They were. Hey, but at least they brought the servers back for Titanfall 2 because people actually went back and played it. It was like 10,000 people there. So
I played it last week and I almost started crying, bro, because it is
the best shooter that I've played like in the past 5 or 6 years. Like,
yeah, it is such a good game. It's ridiculous.
And people just didn't love it. They don't love you till you're gone.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be that'll be resurrected. What do you think that they'll have to do long term to keep people playing it? Because like right now it's dominating Fortnite, but it's like the question's always like, well, what about a month from now, 2 months from now?
Drop that season pass. Give us new legends. Give us Titans. And
I would cop a season pass. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would.
I'm a copy.
I mean,
at least season one
for it. So
yeah. And do not add like what Fortnite does. Like, don't add vehicles. I guess Titans qualify as vehicles, but I'm fine with Titans because that's
fuck vehicles. Just let us wall run. Damn.
Yeah, like let us wall run. I think that would be really dope. Or better yet, if you're trying to balance the game, this is what I said too. I think some people posted it. Put the main character that's in Titanfall 2, because lore-wise, he should still be in this universe. Put him in the game as a legend and allow him, it's Cooper. Make Cooper the ability that he's a pilot, that he can wall run. So, like, maybe there's, like,
so only one team player can team.
Yeah, so only, like, one. That would help me balance some people who complain about, all these persons double jump shit. It's like, if it's just one person, then on top of that, that helps also, like, the health of the game, because then the energy stars in the game then become a more valuable item, because the energy stars basically kill your momentum, so that could like effectively be a counter to like people who are playing Cooper.
Game design with ethos.
You know, I'm out here. I'm making a game. Check out it, www.samurai0.com. We out here. EA. If you need somebody, I'm out here.
Okay. I like that idea. But yeah, we'll see long term. I like the game. It's got some problems, but I'm still gonna play it. I think everybody else is here too.
It is gonna have to throw some more money into it. I can already say that right now, because there were a lot of Fortnite people like that first week. Oh my god, pretty much every Fortnite person wanted to play Apex Legends, and they had a tournament for it too. But Epic countered, so now they're about to have their
how y'all feel about that
tournament.
Yeah, how y'all feel about that?
With my current connections, I cannot speak. I will plead the fifth.
They knew what they were doing.
I can speak for it. When people go try, like, the reason I fell in love with Fortnite is because I played it when it was like low key and no one, like, in the beginning of it. So it was like just something fun to play. And then that's when all the streamers started playing it and it just started getting hype and try hard. Now I can barely make it to 50 people left on the field before I get fucking drop shotted by a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old. The skill gap is just, it went right by me. So that's why it's just like once the streamers, the Twitch streamers start jumping on it, I'm like, oh, I got like probably a week before I'm out of the league and I can't even compete with half these guys.
Apex is already like that, because I was 2 weeks late to the game because I was traveling, and then when I finally got a chance to fucking play the game, I was like, yo, this game is full of neckbeards already. Jesus. Like,
that's why I kind of wanted to like fall behind Fortnite, and like I want these like big tryhards to go back to Fortnite, so then it'll be like a community of like,
we need like a ranking system, but then
that's another thing. If they had a ranking system, because Fortnite, I don't know why they refuse to add a ranking system. They're doing all these skirmishes and shit, but they're not adding a rank mode. Like if they had a rank mode to Apex, I will be on that shit, like trying to get better and better at the game.
Like they only had them as LTM events.
How would you track rankings though?
So you do the same thing like League of Legends, the rest of them do. You go into a queue and you play some placements, and that will determine like, because the thing I like about Apex is Apex scores you off of everything you do in the game. It's not just Fortnite where it's like it's either you win or you lose. That you only get you only advance in Fortnite by like completing challenges and winning. In Apex, if you look at the end game screen, even when you die, you just surviving a long period of time, you killing a lot of people, even if you don't get number one, can still net you a lot of experience. Granted, the most amount of experience you can get is winning the game, but the game doesn't screw you by basically saying, well, if you can't make it to like the number, if you can't win, then there's like, you're not going to progress in the progression system. Instead, it's like, it calculates how many kills you've gotten, how many revives you've gotten, how many, how long you survive. Like the longer you survive in the match, you actually get XP for that.
How much damage you give out.
How much damage you give out, how much damage you heal. Like all these things give you points. So I feel like if they do a system like this, it's like, yeah, if you have to win to get up the tiers, but obviously you can only have one person win out of 100 people, or was it 80 people, 90 people in this game? So obviously, like, to balance it out, I think it'd be more of how much score wise are you getting? And then maybe that they can find like an algorithm that can work well, saying like if you're scoring very well, obviously, and if you're winning, you can, like, if you win matches, you can boost up to your ranks faster. But if you are like, like, let's say like you have a lot of points every match, then like that points per game average that you have, that could determine where you are in the ranking system. I'm giving away this shit for free. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna start charging people. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, tell them to cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check. Respawn. If you take my idea, I'm telling you, you better cut the check.
I mean, it's documented, so
I'm just saying. The Pokemon mobile might be real too, so your boy might be right.
Okay. Let's see. I didn't play this, but Jay Ethos, did you play the Division Beta, Division 2 Gold?
No, I didn't get to it.
All right, well, Jay, you got the floor on this one. So, like, since the last podcast, the Division 2 beta came out, haven't gotten a chance to play it. I'm like, whatever. I'll just wait till the full game comes out. What's your impressions on the game, Jay?
I mean, the game technically was solid. I felt like it was kind of more the Division 1 with the parts that we played until we got to the end game. Once we got to the end game, boy, now that was pretty fun. But obviously you got to grind to get up there. So it may be something just from the end game alone that I'll go ahead and pick up and put some time into. I'm just hoping that Ubisoft overall learned all of their mistakes from the first division, which it looks like they have for the most part. Because I know, like, afterwards, like a year after the division came out, then everybody, well, not everybody, but a certain amount of people did go back to it. And they're like, oh, well, you know, the game is actually pretty all right now. So I'm hoping that again they learned all of that stuff. But I think technically it was fun. And again, like the end game stuff, that was.
You're not gonna tell us specifically what made you happy with the end game?
The end game, I mean,
shit about the end game.
You were beefed up. You had all
whole
the
new enemy faction,
and all the legendary and epic weapons, and you had like a specialist character like the Grenader, Sniper. It's even a person with the crossbow. So you had all those characters to play around with, and they just gave you a taste of what you can do in the end game. So I found that part very, very challenging. I played with Ethos and Ace on that one, so it was pretty fun running through.
Guess who went down the most?
I'm gonna go with Ace for 500.
They don't play thing. It was actually me that time.
Actually, it was JG.
Sensational.
It was actually me that time.
It was just a beta though. So it was a beta.
Yeah, it was just a beta, but it was a nice little snippet of what they could potentially do. So I'm with it. I think I'm convinced enough to purchase it.
You recently visited DC. How you feel about the way that they interpreted it in the game? You felt like it was accurate?
A lot.
I didn't really see much from the. I didn't really see or notice much. Everything was fucking broken down, so I can't say, oh man, this is an accurate representation of DC.
Right?
That's the main reason I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited because I'm from this area, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to see if they're gonna recreate the area looking nice and shit. Yeah.
You would be a better bet than me. I mean, I was in DC, but I didn't see that much, and I could
like damn, Ubisoft, y'all put this in the game. I remember this spot. This is where I ate some booty. But anyways, Ethos, what you think about the beta?
So I mean, I remember you, me, and I forgot who else it was. We played the Division when the game first came out, and we didn't really like it. Like, for us, I feel like it was like a 6. It wasn't that great. We played it for like a month, and then we just put it down. We didn't really see the appeal to it. I went back with like a DX. I went back and I played the Division again when he was playing it. Like, this is like a year after. I remember, you remember that little span of time I was playing it in the summer because there's nothing else to play. And I actually came to like the game because like it was very fleshed out. All the updates made the game like pretty interesting. There's a lot of challenges in the game. There's a lot of loot in the game. Those like specialists, like, or not specialists, the different like builds you can get with different armor pieces, gear sets. The gear sets were pretty interesting. I hope Anthem does something like that. Bioware. But overall, when I play the Division 2, it feels like Division 1.5, and I don't mean that in a bad. A lot of people say that shit negatively, but when your game is good, it's like I agree. It's just like you should build on what made your game, like what the parts that like didn't work. Like fix those parts or change those parts and try something different, and then and keep the stuff that works. And I feel like the Division at the end of its life cycle, like a lot of stuff worked really well. So
it feels like what Division 1 should have been, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It feels like, I feel like this game, for what me and JG experienced, it feels like what I thought the Division 1 was going to be. Obviously, like I wanted the Division 1 to be more of a survival game and less of like a looter, like bullet spongy type of game. But I've just come to accept that's the type of game it is, and I don't criticize it for that anymore. But like overall, like it was fun, especially the end game stuff. Like it was a legit challenge. The thing though is I feel like, and this is going to be the biggest issue for me, and this is just a personal issue. It's going to be hard for me to like, because I got the game already. Shout outs to Dubstep Dragon, he's the GOAT. It's going to be hard for me to transition to this game after playing Anthem, when like Anthem gives you so much movement freedom, and now the Division is the complete polar opposite, where you're grounded, you barely get any mobility options, you're hiding behind cover. It's very Gears of War-ish. So I feel like that's going to be the biggest, like, it might be a turn off for me, where like I've been playing Anthem for for the past couple weeks, and then I just turned to like The Division as the next looter shooter, and I play this, and then how weird is it going to be for me to mentally transition between something that gives you complete fluid freedom to something that's more grounded and pop shotting. So we'll see.
You don't want to take back your government, son?
Not really. They ain't done shit for me.
Wow, I agree.
That was deep. That was too deep.
All right. Well, I mean, the game comes out March 15th, so I mean, that's just some of their impressions of the beta. I'm sure we'll be streaming that as well. So look out for The Division 2.
Oh yeah,
I get every use. So I got Far Cry. I still ain't played that shit.
Yeah.
One day I will though. I seen DX say that shit is fire though. I seen him on the timeline and it was fire.
Sure.
Yeah, I was surprised. Before we move on to the news section of the show, just a couple announcements. I mean, it's like the end of the February and this episode is going to drop, but in just in case you didn't know, free games for Xbox and PlayStation. On the Xbox, you guys get Bloodstained, Curse of Moon, Super Bomberman R, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy.
That's good. That's good stuff.
And then on the PlayStation, you guys get For Honor, Hitman: The Complete First Season, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of Patriots, Dive Kick, Gunhouse, and Rogue Aces. That's actually a really good lineup.
We get 4? Mm-hmm. The fourth game, not the fifth?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4, yeah.
Like, how does that work? It came to PS4? I thought it was on PS3.
No, that's for PS3, my bad.
Oh, God. Okay. I thought it came to PS4.
You had to boot up that PS3 to get it.
I don't got one.
I think this is like the last month, or like the second to last month.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Aren't they
the
ending
PS3 games?
Yeah, for PS3, they're ending
it
this
soon.
month.
Like, do you lose access to those games, or do you get them forever?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Oof. Okay.
I would think you would get them forever after that.
No, I think you would lose them because remember they're cutting off PSN access to PS3 like in the next this is the last year I think for PS3.
Yeah, but once it's downloaded on your system,
that's what I'm saying. Like you should be able to keep it.
I thought
unless
it was like
you're
DRM.
They do like a check, yeah. Like, isn't there a check? Because like when you lose PSN, it disables you from you playing those games.
No, but that's for PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 locks your games, but I don't believe PlayStation 3 locks them.
It doesn't? Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm going to find out. I'm going to download it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Hey, yo, Griffin.
This guy. So yeah, those are the games those are the games you're gonna be getting on the those two respective consoles. All right, so getting into the news. Let's talk a little bit of Xbox. One of the biggest rumors of the past week is that the Xbox is rumored to be bringing their Game Pass program to the Nintendo Switch. If you're not familiar with the Game Pass, they have over 100 plus games. I think it's like $10 a month that you get access to. It's basically like a Netflix style of games. You can download and play all those games as long as you pay the $10 a month, which is actually a really good deal. If you're an Xbox person, especially because like I wouldn't pay $60 for fucking Crackdown, or Sea of Thieves. But if you can pay $10 to get both, why not? And it's rumored that program is going to be being imported into the Nintendo Switch, and it's also rumored that it might even have like cross-platform save. So like when Gears of War 5 comes out, you'll be able to play Gears 5 on the Xbox and on the Switch on the go. And I'm not gonna lie, if this is real, I'm with it, bro, because as someone who like the Switch is a blessing if you travel, and being able to play like Gears of War 5 on the go and watch the Nomad and Nomad Killer go at it live and watch them get mad, this shit is fire. Depending on the pricing, like if it's only $10 a month, I might subscribe to it on my Switch. Definitely. Yeah, not every month, but like months where I know I'm gonna travel, I'll drop $10 and so I can get access to my Xbox games. What do y'all think about this rumor?
Great. Xbox been in its bag since E3 this last year. So
you think Crackdown's in the bag?
That's one.
No, man, you might need to
thing. One thing, okay? I haven't played, so I'm not going to criticize it because I have not.
Well, I was gonna say, for what I've seen in the gameplay, to be honest, Crackdown doesn't look terrible.
To be fair, the only people I've seen shit on the game are people who have not played the game. I have seen multiple people who've said they
looks
played the
like
game,
Crackdown.
And
it
they
doesn't
said
look terrible.
It's fun if you like the first game, and I like the first game of Crackdown, so I might get Crackdown 3, but it's not on PC.
I think the problem with Crackdown 3 is people are projecting. Like we waited like 5 years to get the game, and it's like, oh, it's just basically Crackdown 1 remastered. I think that, and people are taking that and just running with it and giving it an even lower score. But to be honest, it doesn't look terrible. It's just fun to make fun of it. That's all. What about you, Gold? Would you subscribe to this? You got a Switch?
No, I don't have a Switch. I've been meaning to get one, but this is enticing. This is very enticing. It's swaying me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when they're gonna add the Pornhub app. What about you, Jay?
This guy.
Oh, you don't got your Switch jailbroken?
Oh, you have to show me after the show.
I'll send links. Don't worry, I got you.
Oh, hold on now. This is very interesting. I was confused initially when we heard the news. I was like, why the hell would you want the Xbox app on your Switch? Like, what are you going to do with that? This is very interesting that Microsoft and Nintendo have been like playing very friendly. Like what's going on with them? Are they trying to low key team up so they could take down Sony? Like, I don't know. Like they're just being way too friendly with this stuff. But if the whole thing about the crossplay stuff and maybe you know are able to play some Xbox games on the Switch, I think that's the thing that entices me the most, because I don't care about the app at all. Like, why would I want to even use the app on the Switch? I don't see any reason for me doing that. But if they do allow the other stuff, like actually playing Microsoft games on the Switch, then yeah, I'll be interested in that.
Okay. Like I said, pricing I think is the main thing, and then also stability, because in the article they were saying that you're not gonna be able to download the games; it'll be streaming. So it's like, what's that gonna look like? I've used PlayStation Now, I think that's what it's called, on my Vita, and it was pretty good. It was almost like 1-to-1. It felt like I was playing a real game. The only thing that I didn't like about it was there was a little bit of pixelation, so you could tell that you were streaming the game. It was like, what's that image quality gonna look like, and what's the latency gonna be like? Because I feel like streaming fighting games or even streaming shooters, I feel like that would be hard to do because you need to be so precise. You might get that ass beat online trying to play some games like that, but what does it even matter? I mean, this is all rumors. It's all speculation. Take it all with a grain of salt. None of this is confirmed by Microsoft or Nintendo. It's one of those times you're gonna have to wait and see for it to play out.
So Master Chief confirmed for Smash?
Something like that. Another rumor that just came out the other day is the next Xbox is rumored to be revealed at E3 2019. And although this is a rumor, I tend to believe it, because I mean, E3 2018, they announced that they were working on it. I think what they call it, like Scarlet or some shit like that. And the rumor for this one is they're gonna actually full-blown reveal it at E3 2019. It's rumored that Halo Infinite will be a launch title for it. It's gonna launch 2020, and it's gonna come in two different form factors. The code name from the article is these form factors is going to be the Xbox Anaconda, which is really weird, and then Xbox Lockhart, but these are just code names. The Anaconda will be like a cheaper solution, probably have like a smaller hard drive or something like that and less computing power, and the Lockhart is supposed to be more powerful, kind of like the Xbox One X, but even more powerful and more expensive. It's gonna be like a premium one, and I would imagine because they're doing this two things setup, developers are gonna have to make two versions of the game, and it has to be able to run on both. So with that in mind, let's pretend like this is true. Gold, what do you feel like Xbox needs to do to get back on top? Because they definitely dominated not this generation, but the previous with the Xbox 360. What do they need to do?
They need to put out more games. They're lacking content. Their IPs. They need to step it up. They need Gears to come back. Halo. I think they need to step it up.
You don't want no original games?
Oh yeah, having original games, but how long is it gonna take? PlayStation has been overshadowing them.
Well, they announced that they acquired 7 studios last year. So that, and I mean, they had already acquired those studios. They had them for some time. They just announced it at E3, and they're saying it's going to launch 2020. If that's the case, I mean, all those studios have been working on their games for at least 2 years. There's a possibility it could have a good day one lineup when I think about it. I don't know.
So then we should see when it comes up.
Yeah. Jay, I know you're a big Xbox fan. What do you want from a new Xbox?
I mean, Gold Era said it best. You need the games. Like, I'm so tired of these negative things about Microsoft and Xbox just because they don't have any games. Like, I think overall, like, it's a good system, it's a decent system, but there's just nothing to play on it. So I need something to play on it for me to be invested in it. And the second thing they need to do is make sure that every game that comes out on the new Xbox comes out on PC, so I don't have to buy one. So there you go.
Oh my lord!
Why even buy a new Xbox?
But you saying that like that won't happen? Didn't they announce that program where every Xbox game is coming to the PC? What was that shit they announced?
I forgot the name, but you remember when people thought that we were crazy because apparently we were the only ones that heard Phil Spencer say that they were going to bring out another Xbox.
Yeah.
And now it's supposed to come out.
So people really didn't hear that at E3. Like,
no, they didn't. Apparently, we were the only ones who were halfway paying attention. It's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, they definitely announced they were working on one. Whatever. What do you think, Ethos?
Yeah, cool.
I agree with JG. I'm tired of Xbox being low key. I'm tired of them being humble. It's time for them to come back and talk that shit for 2000. Because I'm not gonna lie, they caught Sony with their pants down last year. Like, that was embarrassing what Sony pulled out, and Xbox just came out and was just like, "Yo, we got this going on. We got this going on. We got this the future." I feel like they know they messed up on the Xbox One, and I feel like they learned a lot from that, and I really like the direction Xbox is going, which seems to be more like online, like being able to play your games from anywhere, being able to cross save, being able to cross platform. I really like this new goals that it seems like they're reaching with Xbox. At the end of the day, the only thing that's going to matter biggest of all of these things is like what games they're going to have. And Gears 5 looked interesting. Granted, I wasn't that in love with Gears 4. I thought it was solid, but Gears 5 might be able to like turn my opinion around on that. What else is there? Halo Infinite. I mean, we don't know jack about this game, you know, so there's not much we don't know a lot about this game. We don't know what it's going to be about exactly. We don't know like story setting. I've never been a huge Halo fan either way, so I mean, but I'll try it out if it's on PC, because I feel like Halo will be god tier on PC with keyboard and mouse. And yeah, just the biggest thing I'd say I'm excited about this whole thing is that they acquired Ninja Theory, which are the people who made Senua's Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. So I'm very curious to see what game. Yeah, and Ninja Gaiden. So I'm very curious to see what game they're possibly working on. I think there was rumors that Ninja Gaiden was going to be exclusive on Xbox. That's what I heard.
I'm ready.
I heard
I love that franchise.
Yeah, I've heard that that's why they acquired them, was that they were planning on either like helping make another game like like Hellblade, like another indie type game like Hellblade, or that they acquired them because they want them to make a.
I just want that genre to be resurrected. The hack and slash, Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry. I love those games where it's like it's a hack and slash, but it's like still skill based. I love those games.
That's one of my favorite genres, hack and slash.
Fucking beat that ass. Main thing I want to see from the new Xbox, and this sounds goofy as fuck, but I'm sorry, the Xbox One X's and Xbox One S and Xbox One, all these fucking configurations. The UI is just fucking awful. The panel UI. I don't know if you guys with the Xbox 360 back in the day, like when it first came out, they had the like the little folder kind of set up. Not that, but the one after it. With the sliding panels, and you had like your avatar. That one was okay to me, like that UI, like something like that, just simple and clean. Because this new UI on the Xbox, I don't know if y'all seen me stream my Xbox One X. It takes me like 10 minutes to get to a game. I'm like, where did the game download to? Like,
yeah, I saw you struggling to uninstall Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was trying to uninstall that shit. Yeah. I'm like, where do I go to uninstall? It's just too many menus. I'm like, who thinks this is good, bruh? The PS4, it's simple and it's clean. I know how to get to my fucking game. I feel like an old man using the Xbox One X. I'm like, and it's just terrible UI. So please clean up the UI for the next Xbox. It's no need for all the extra shit. But we'll see. Nintendo news. Reggie Fils-Aimé retires. He's replaced by a guy named Doug Bowser, so the internet was going crazy because now Bowser runs Nintendo.
He's evil.
But the most interesting thing about this story is young Draco, aka King Soldier, made Reggie retire, as he says. How y'all think young Draco made Reggie retire?
He put too much heat on him, dog. He threatened him. He said he gonna pull up with the Dracos. Reggie said, "Nah, you good."
He's from Reggie.
He said, "I'm from Bompton." Reggie like, "Nah." He like, "You know what?" He said,
so is the Soldier console better than the Switch?
He says nobody else left to run Nintendo of America.
Really considers collabing with the Soldier console for that streaming service.
Jokes aside, I would like to take this moment, since Reggie's retiring, it's a new era in Nintendo. What's the name? I would just like to say, let's go around the table and kind of state our favorite Reggie memories. I'll go first. Cranky Kong. You guys remember that?
Damn it.
Dang, that's gonna be my top.
That's the only one I remember. That and the 3DS, the DS announcement. I remember that one. But Cranky Kong, that shit was fucking great, bro. I was like, they would put the black man up there to do that dumb shit, bro. Like, make him look stupid. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It feels like it's the end of an era, especially because old boy passed away too last year, and then
Tomato Wada.
Yeah, Wada. It feels like Miyamoto's like the only one left of like the old school era, and Sakurai. But even like Sakurai's tired of making fucking Smash, so
tired of this shit.
Yeah, it feels like an era's coming to a close when Nintendo.
I feel like they put him in a sweatshop or something. You can only make Smash Brothers, nothing else. But Reggie Fils-Aimé though, it's crazy because he's been at Nintendo for 15 years, and he was literally like the face of Nintendo of America. Because as we all know, like Nintendo was based out of Japan, and like he was like the only presence over here in America. So he was the only person who we knew for the longest. Yeah. Like he came out every single conference before they stopped doing conferences.
What's up, guys?
This man has been like the meme king. Like he's not afraid to make fun of himself. I think that's the one thing that like a lot of people fail to realize. Like he was really not afraid to make fun of himself. This man did everything. So I think that was quite an achievement. Even though Nintendo I feel like they've made strides now, but for the longest they were kind of like just doing whatever they wanted to do. But Reggie, at the end of the day, like I've never seen this man upset, never seen him angry. He's always smiling at the end of the day. So you know that he loved his job.
I heard him say he was going to kick somebody's ass. That was hilarious. Somebody in Smash Bros.
yeah, right.
That was funny.
It felt like he genuinely loved gaming because I can't think of any moment where like he said he was mad or shit like that.
He was mad at somebody about gaming.
Yeah, so you can't even hate on that.
He felt like one of those like everyone like shits on executives and shit for like gaming companies.
He didn't feel
like
corporate.
One of those, like, legit. Yeah, he didn't feel corporate.
He was very lighthearted.
Yeah, he was very lighthearted. He seemed like he was just like one of those people who's just like he genuinely cared about games, and like he felt like he was a child at heart, and he would just
like a big kid
enjoy the stuff. Yeah, I feel like that's why a lot of people really liked him. It's like he embraced memes. He embraced the epic like my body is ready meme. He like embraced that, and he would like use that during conferences and stuff like for like social media.
I wonder what this means for Nintendo. Yeah. I don't know anything about this Doug Bowser guy. All I know
is
they
start incorporating like a crap ton of microtransactions and like crazy.
Reggie was the key. He was the one that the guard us.
He was the one.
But yeah, they gonna get shit on if he does that. Oh my God.
They do a bunch of like anti-consumer stuff, and they're like, it's all because of Bowser.
Fucking
goddamn Bowser.
What's the name? The only thing is like the internet kind of went crazy because like when they announced that Doug Bowser was the new head of Nintendo of America, and the image that he announced, like in the top corner on his shelf, he had two plushies of Mario and Luigi, and they were tied up.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of funny. Like, I was like, okay, this guy, he's playing with the jokes. So we'll see. Hopefully, it means we'll get some Metroid 4 gameplay soon, some Metroid Prime gameplay, because we're waiting for something on the Switch. Metro Exodus got review bombed on Steam. The game got pulled from Steam, and it's now exclusively for PC on the Epic Games Store. Do you guys why review bomb it if it's not even going to be playable on Steam? How is this possible?
I mean, they can literally just go from the pre-order page. Like, it's still a page there, so there you go.
Yeah, why didn't they just take the page down is what I don't get.
Because it's still coming out just a year later. I mean, that would make sense.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's still coming out. They're just, they're giving it a time release. So it comes out in 2020. Bro, you didn't read my article. God damn it.
Nope, shit didn't. I'm tired. I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you got that from me, bro.
It's coming out after February 14, 2020. So it's still coming out.
What's the name? So, has anybody bought any games off the Epic Games Store? Like, is it a bad launcher? I don't know. I ain't bought shit off of it.
I have not yet.
I got a bunch of free games on it.
Yeah, me too.
So have you launched any games off of it? Does it feel like it's running fine? Is it using a lot of your CPU?
No, I played Spellbreak. I don't notice any like big issue with the Epic Game Launcher. It's very simplistic and minimalistic. Like, it's just to the point. It's like you go to this, you go to the store, you click the button, you download the game, you play the games, and that's it. That's just all.
Actually, now I think about it, we're gonna have to use it anyway because I'm getting the Division on PC. So.
Oh, it is on the Epic
I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I guess
we're going to be playing something
it.
other than Fortnite and Paragon, RP Paragon.
Yeah.
What was it? Who plays Paragon? What the fuck?
All right.
You can't play hey. So shout out to those review bombs. Booker T is suing Call of Duty, Activision, I mean, for his likeness. He feels like, which character is it? The Prophet? He feels like that the black man with the dreads in Black Ops 4, they used him as a template. Yeah, so now he's suing Activision. How you guys feel about that? Does every black man with dreads look like Booker T?
I don't know, man. Maybe he is the catalyst for it. Maybe he's the trendsetter for dread-headed black men.
It's just weird how like black people, we complain about how every one of us look alike, or they make us look the same, but then when it benefits us, we want to sue them because they think it looks like us. Like
I'll say,
well, how do you create a black character want more black characters in the game so we can feel like we have an influence or we can play as one of us.
I'm like trying to look at this picture, trying to see. Like,
to be fair, I did see like it's not. They're not. Booker T's not suing because it looks like him. He's suing it because there's a alter ego comic thing he made.
And he was called the Prophet.
No, he wasn't called the Prophet. It was just his character was this like soldier person that was like coming back to like help other people.
His comic book character is called GI Bro.
Yeah, GI Bro, and so the GI Bro is what he's suing about. Not like it looks like him.
Not him.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Not
GI
him.
Bro looks like an alter ego version of him. But it does look somewhat like Prophet. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me
somewhat
if...
of a reach.
It's kind of a reach, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, the 3D modeler that made Prophet, like, used it as a reference and made Prophet. Like, it's not... I wouldn't say it's, like, a one-to-one. Like, it could go either way, in my opinion. But, like, I could see the case of what he's saying, that this person does somewhat look like Prophet. But nothing, like... I would say it's, like, drastically, like, you could look at him and be like, yeah, that's him.
Who directed Boys in the Hood? Because I'm suing because Cuban Gooding Jr. he stole my face, so I'm suing him. That's me in the movie.
It doesn't work like that.
When Ricky died, I cried.
You say you pulling up on John Singleton, true?
Yeah. He stole my life story.
I don't think he. I don't know if he has much of a case here, because I gotta do agree with Gold Era. I mean, I understand like he made this character in 2015, and Black Ops 4 came out 2018. So I think that's one of the main things that he could, potentially draw a case. But Activision and Blizzard, I mean, they're getting shit on right now. I mean, Bungie left, and then you fired 750 employees, so things aren't looking good for them right now.
I'm sorry, Prophet looks like every black person with dreads. That one black person in every barbershop.
Say that. We don't all look the same.
Let me finish what I was saying. Let me finish what I was saying. Prophet looks like that one black person in every barbershop who has dreads that's just there all day and doesn't get a haircut.
Triggered.
Oh my gosh.
Just there, just talking shit at the barbershop. Like, bro, you gonna get a haircut? No, I'm just here to play chess and talk. So shout out to Prophet. Booker T, I hope you get your money, bro. I don't know. There was a Nintendo Direct since the last podcast. I didn't really care about anything they announced besides the Link Awakening remake. That's the only thing that kind of caught my attention. And even still, that's not even my favorite freaking Legend of Zelda.
You like Ocarina of Time.
Yes, I am an Ocarina snob. Fuck you. Have you ever played an Ocarina? Bitches love that. Was anybody impressed by this or the Nintendo Direct period?
All I care about is Fire Emblem. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah, I feel that.
Still no Metroid on there, so I could care less. I'm trying to see that.
Even like the Nintendo fans that I follow, they were pretty unimpressed with this Nintendo Direct. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they should only do it when they really got something to show, and it just feels like they're just kind of doing, all right, let's get our quarterly Direct in.
Yeah, the majority of people, they were screaming for more Smash Brothers characters, and they didn't get it, so they were upset.
Y'all never want to give Sakurai a break.
No, he's gonna keep.
Keep
patching the game.
Was there anything from the Direct Gold that you liked?
No, not really.
True. Damn, I just seen we dropped a Kingdom Hearts 3 review on the GI channel. Y'all should go check that out. Who did that?
That was me and Ace.
Y'all like it?
Watch the video to find out.
Wow, fuck that game, bro. The Disney game, fuck this shit. And it's me saying that by YTBH, not everybody else in the podcast. I didn't like the game.
Nah, I didn't like it either.
Oh my!
It was a movie.
Friendship, power, heart.
Come on, Sora.
She was a bad anime.
Power of friendship, yo.
Oh my goodness, that shit made Black Clover look like fucking an Oscar-worthy film. Ethos just messaged me this before. This is the last thing I got on my notes. So another Titanfall game apparently is coming in 2019. Did you read the article?
They lied.
Because I didn't. Ethos, you talk about this.
Well, you see, as the article states, there was like this big back and forth. Remember when like Apex first got revealed, people were like, oh, this is what Titanfall turned into, and then people were saying Titanfall was dropped, and then like I saw reports that like Titanfall was still being developed on. It was like segmented off, so like Titanfall 3 was in development, and then they took us part of Titanfall 3 and they shot it into Apex Legends while Titanfall 3 kept getting developed slowly. So like it was just a bunch of mixed like reports, and we like in the EA one moment says like this is Titanfall 3, and then the next moment then they say no, we have other Titanfall games coming. This isn't like the end of the road for this isn't like the only thing Titanfall will become. So it looks like just like very recently today, like there's been confirmation that there is going to be another Titanfall game sometime this year.
But if they're saying it's not Titanfall 3 though.
Again, this is what doesn't make sense. Like we have one person who's part of like Respawn saying it's not, but honestly, it could just be PR. It could be them like not want to spoil the surprise. Because how many people have they said we're not working on this thing, and then literally at E3 they reveal the thing, and you're just like, why'd you lie to me? You're like, it's the same thing. I feel like a lot of companies like that's why all this mixed messaging comes up, because like their PR will kick in and say, hey, don't bring this up, like just lie if you have to, just say like it doesn't exist, even though we know we're working on it privately, because we don't want to like lose like the surprise, or EA doesn't want to like lose the surprise that like for all we know they could reveal at like which I'm betting what's going to happen at E3 this year. They could reveal that the Jedi game, they're going to reveal the and they can reveal Titanfall 3, and they're going to reveal some big update for Apex Legends. Like, Respawn's going to kill it at E3 this year if they do anything. Like, I feel like Respawn's going to be front and center for, like, EA's, like, big, like, conference, I'd guess.
I just pray that if this is Titanfall 3, the community actually gives it a fair shot. Or just a proper Titanfall game, period, because... I feel like Apex like whet everybody's appetite, and it's like, all right, you see what this can be. Now let's fuck with the real version, because let's be real here. We had a lot of fucking fun playing fucking Titanfall. We used to body motherfuckers to the point where we got bored with that shit because we were so fucking good at that game.
It's so good,
and it made me feel good. It boosted my self-esteem being good in the game. So it's like, can you guys give it a chance? And also, let's be real. The only reason we stopped playing that game is because everybody stopped playing it within like after a month. It was to the point where it was only like 300 people online.
All the tryhards were left.
And it was only tryhards. It took like 10-15 minutes to get into a game, and it's like, well, let me just uninstall this because we can't get into any game. So I hope people give it a fair shake. That's all I'm asking for.
But do you realistically think that that's going to happen?
Because low-key maybe Apex is, like I said, to whet their appetite, to get people excited to see what Respawn is doing. Because I feel like we fail to realize that like we may be familiar with Respawn and their history with Infinity Ward, but let's be real here, a lot of these streamers, they just got into gaming and shit like that, and because of Fortnite, and then maybe they're not familiar with Respawn and their history in first-person shooters, because Respawn is still a new company. They're still a new company, so it's like, yeah, this is only like their third game, I think.
But they're the OGs. Like, these are the motherfuckers that changed FPS like forever. Like,
but a lot of these new content creators and people who are watching Twitch, they weren't here during the Modern Warfare 2 and fucking type eras.
They don't know their history, man.
They gotta know their fucking history. Like, these are the GOATs right here, bro. The GOATs
weren't in the trenches with us.
Facts. I hear a lot of people say like their first Call of Duty was like Black Ops 2. So
yeah, shame on you.
Is that possible?
Like,
yeah, it's possible. It's very well possible.
What are you, 12?
You play video games and you didn't play Call of Duty 4? The fuck?
Y'all didn't know the struggle of no party systems?
You guys didn't know all the fucking broken shit in Modern Warfare 2?
And there's a lot of people that just got into gaming purely because of Fortnite over the past year. Like, as much shit as I give, I don't like that game, it did help grow the industry, and a lot of those people are not familiar with gaming history and what other people bring to the table. So to them, Apex is just some game that came out of nowhere. They don't know it was made by the former creators of Call of Duty.
I'm not gonna gatekeep. They can play whatever they want at the end of the day, but I want them playing this Titanfall game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna go to the stream and say, hey, I see you played Apex. You should try out this other Titanfall game. I think you're gonna really like it because.
Let me tell you about our Lord and Savior, Titanfall.
Yeah, let me tell you about our Lord and Savior.
I think what's really interesting about Titanfall.
No, I'm gonna talk this shit real quick. I and TBH and other people in GI, we were the vanguard. Like, you guys remember when Titanfall 1 came released and we got fucking criticized for that game?
Oh,
now,
man,
all these motherfuckers jumped on
video, man.
Oh
my
God,
God,
and then everybody was like, "Oh, it was all bullshit. They can't fucking make good games." And then Respawn makes Titanfall 2, improves the formula, shows that they still got the magic. Now everybody's praising Respawn because now they got Apex. If you wasn't, I hate the gatekeep like this, but if you wasn't in the gym with us, we was getting attacked for Titanfall 1. Man, I don't want to hear it. Y'all gonna play whatever game we tell you to play, and you're gonna like it.
So they only co-sign if it was popular.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And that just
basically, what,
reminded me how toxic everybody was towards us, man.
so basically, what
Yeah,
you're
it was
saying
toxic
is
for years. It was hella toxic for Titanfall 1.
if Ninja or Shroud started playing Anthem, everybody would be like, this isn't so bad.
This isn't that bad.
I'll play it.
100%.
Because you remember what happened? You know what? Okay, here's a conspiracy. Do you guys remember before Apex got revealed that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Shroud and Dr. Disrespect started playing Titanfall 2? Out of nowhere?
I didn't
Do you
even
remember
notice.
There was articles. I saw articles, and I also I confirmed myself. There was YouTube VODs. If you search it right now, you search Dr. Disrespect and Shroud play Titanfall 2. It was a month or two before Apex got revealed, and then so
I know Dr. Disrespect for a fact was at the event.
Yeah.
He was.
So
there.
they
were both at the
practicing 'cause they
event.
knew.
So yeah, maybe they knew Apex existed back then, and that's why they were live, because everyone was like they
trying
were,
to practice.
they were we thought it was they genuinely enjoyed the game, and they were talking about how great this game was, and they helped boost some of the player base to go back and play it, because they brought to new light to all the people who watched them who never played Titanfall before, and they're this game was really good for it was one of the best games ever, and not a lot of people played it. I'm very curious if conspiracy wise that they knew Apex was in development, they played an earlier build, and that's why they were playing Titanfall 2. It was not
I don't think it's a conspiracy, because I could say, you should know, a lot of time when we go to these events, we get emails at least a month out, because they have to book our flights and shit like that, and they need time to do that. So I'm pretty sure if it was a month out, they probably knew. They probably got an email. They knew they were going to the event. All right, well, let me see what this Titanfall is about before I go there.
Look at that true investigative journalism right there. I'm ready for my Pulitzer Prize.
This guy, what is this fucking Watchdog shit you linked me? I'm not reading this.
So this is something you probably care about. Recently, as in this year, Ubisoft changed the ending of Watch Dogs 2, and they've done a big patch, 10 gigabytes of a patch. Now, I ain't gonna re-download this game and find out what they changed. I'm just gonna
go on YouTube.
YouTube, just check it out. Yeah.
But this has us very curious, because now it says it has bug fixes, add some changes to clothes, but there's also there's a new conversation in the final cutscene. Remember how there was that ending conversation
is this on YouTube or?
You can check it. Someone might have uploaded. This is just recently.
How long ago did
this article was from the 14th? So this
14th. So it could be on YouTube right now. So what people are conspiracy theory.
This article is from 2017.
Oh,
is it? No. Hold on.
I was about to say, hold on, then.
February 14th, 2017. Look at the top left.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't give the context of the reason why I posted this. The context is I saw on Twitter is that some people are talking about and saying that that Ubisoft is possibly going to reveal Watch Dogs 3 this year. There's a couple of hints and teasers. Yeah, and they're teasing it, and the base of this article, they were arguing that this patch was what they were that it might be coming out this year,
because
it might come out October this year.
They got Far Cry, and then they're about to drop The Division. After that, it's quiet for them. So I would not be surprised if they announced Watch Dogs.
So everyone's thinking Watch Dogs, because did they say they're taking a break?
I don't remember the last E3 Ubisoft showed up to and didn't have something to show.
Yeah, but did they say they're working on another Assassin's Creed, or they're taking a break?
No, this year they're taking a break.
So it could be Watch Dogs 3 is the next. That's what I was trying to hint at. A rumor, Watch Dogs 3 might be revealed.
The thing is, are people going to give it a fair shake? Because Watch Dogs 2 was amazing, and nobody played
that game.
I didn't give it a fair shake, and then I played it, and I'll admit, TBH was right. It was actually pretty good. I actually want to go back and replay it. And Marcus was a great main character because he wasn't a stereotypical black person. I really all right, yeah.
Is Ubisoft woke? Oh my god!
They knew about what's her name, Barbecue Becky, the lady in Oakland was calling the cops on them for barbecuing. Yeah, they knew about that before then.
Yeah,
innovators.
They prophesized.
Yep.
That conversation Marcus had with old boy about when he was at Google. Being the black in the workplace. I was like,
facts.
So the question is now, what location do you think they should put Watch Dogs?
The rumor has been it's going to go to London.
That's what I've heard too.
I don't know how I feel about London.
They probably, you know what?
Wait, is there going to be 21 Savage DLC? Because if it is,
oh my god, what if 21 Savage is the main character? Yo, that would be crazy.
21.
You know how what's his name, Wretch or something like that? That guy who has a mask and stuff. What if 21 Savage is your confidant and your friend, and he's on the mic with you? That would be dope. I'm not gonna lie, that would be dope.
This dude got ideas for days, yo.
That'd be dope.
The down south London, that should be fire, bro.
That should be
Let's
fire.
Get the 21 Savage DLC going.
I would buy that shit.
What's the name? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Hopefully they do announce it, because I did enjoy 3. 2, my bad.
2.
That's all I got on my show notes. Do you have anything else y'all want to add to the conversation before we wrap it up?
Release me.
Jump Force came out recently.
Oh,
Did you guys
shit.
talk about
I
that?
got it,
Only
but I
TBH
haven't played it.
played
I,
Go ahead, TBH. How much money did they pay you to say that the game was good?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. The game is not that great. It's okay.
All right, I guess.
It's fucking like it's like a 6. Like it's Xenoverse 3, but with a choppy ass frame rate.
Ooh, I'll give it a 5.
Ooh, talk about it.
Combat to me, I felt it was bland. I don't care for subbed. I'm dubbed gang all the way. I don't care what no one says. So having to read these annoying ass voices in my ear.
God,
You know,
Goku does sound annoying.
Like that's not. I'm good. The combat was bland. It felt very like. It felt like just typical and like main, like it just broad, very broad. It felt very broad. It didn't. I feel like it didn't. It didn't have enough. It was just all for show. It's like watching like
The cutscenes in the game are fucking awful. Just kind of turned me off. It feels like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2, where I don't know if you guys remember X-Men Legends 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Jump Force is Ultimate Alliance, but not as good as Ultimate Alliance. Because Ultimate Alliance mechanically is the same thing as X-Men Legends 1 and 2. It's just they incorporated the entire Marvel universe. That's what Jump Force is. It's just Xenoverse, but they included the entire Shonen universe. But for some reason, it's not as good because the frame rate is fucking trash in that game.
And in the story mode, the difficulty just spikes up ridiculously halfway through the missions. Like an enemy will take half your bar in one combo, and then they're dodging half the time, and then when you try to break their block or their dodge, they punish you. And then you barely do damage to them.
You want to hear some really funny shit too? Like when you pick the same character in that game, it doesn't really change the skin, so it's kind of hard to notice who you are. And like if you go back and watch the footage of me that I uploaded on my channel of me and Shofu playing, I'm gonna be honest.
They're the same, right? When
I'm gonna be honest. When I was watching that, when I was editing that footage of me and Shofu
I couldn't
playing,
tell who was who.
I couldn't tell who I was, nigga.
I was like, when you guys both were Yugi, I think I was like literally staring at like, wait, which is TBH the one winning or is he losing? I couldn't tell.
It was a point where me and him were both playing Ichigo, and like even when I was watching the footage, I was like, which one am I? And you'll hear me say it in the video. I'm like, yo, which one? Oh, there I am. There I am.
There I am. Get my ass beat.
I'm like, I don't know, bro. It felt like that game was rushed, and it's a shame because I remember how excited we were for Jump Force when we were screaming like schoolgirls.
We screamed like, damn, bro.
Oh man, we fell off,
wait,
bro.
Is Light like? Does he become a playable or is he forever just a story plot point?
I haven't touched the story. I just fucking I seen the cutscenes on Twitter. I was like, I'm not touching that. I just played the fighting.
That confused me too. Light Yagami, and like in the first like hour, he introduces himself, and everyone's just introducing them to him. He's like, "Hey, I'm Goku." So now he has your name. He's like, "Hello." Yeah, he's the ultimate. The reason he's not in the game is because he's the ultimate character. Everyone introduces themselves to him. Like he doesn't have to fight. He will kill everyone.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think I'm gonna stream the story this week so I can just knock that the fuck out.
Stream. I will watch that.
I think that's the reason I haven't played because when I saw those cutscenes on Twitter, I was like, this is gonna be torture, bro. But did you beat the story, Gold? How long is it?
I haven't beat it. I probably played like 20 to 30 missions into it. I honestly I haven't even played for the story.
How many hours would you say you put into it though, like the story?
I've put into like 10
I heard
10 hours.
Yeah, when I asked the people at Bandai at the event, they told me it was like 10 to 12 hours, so you're probably at the end. Okay.
Yeah,
that's not bad. I could get through that.
You know the funny thing about all of this?
What?
Guess who's not playing it?
Nomad ose me money.
Damn,
Nomad owes me money.
Guess who's grinding on Anthem right now? Like I said,
another game knocked out the pools. Knocked out the pools.
I'm gonna be playing this game for like 3 months. Look at that. Shut up.
Nomad head ass boy. I'll be playing this
came out the cut for the slander, boy. Oh my lord.
We never stop, boy. I remember.
Nomad, you're never gonna let this down, boy.
It always seems like the games we get excited for are the ones that let us down the most. Fucking.
That's why we didn't get excited about it.
Yeah.
Every game I pre-order turns out horrible. Every single game I pre-order is a disaster. Fallout 76, Jump Force, you name it. If I pre-ordered it, it ended up being trash.
All right, so don't pre-order any of the games I'm interested in, please. I pre-ordered Sekiro, Division, and
he said the games that I pre-ordered.
Don't pre-order any of those games for me, please.
Oh my
I need to make sure
lord.
they're good.
I haven't pre-ordered anything. You just remind me. I probably need to go look and see what's coming out.
You better get you're getting Division, so I'd say get I mean, you're not gonna.
What else is coming out in March? Yeah,
JG, you're getting Sekiro. Period.
You're playing that, Jay?
Jay's going to.
I'm tuning into those streams.
I didn't confirm.
I'm gonna watch
I'm going to bully him. I'm going to bully him into buying it. He's going.
Hey, that's good content for YouTube. Make them fucking fail compilations, boy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you are going to fucking play that game, JG.
Maybe I'll try to get good at it. Maybe.
Didn't you play Neo?
I played the demo.
Okay,
I
you
played
didn't
the full game was different though. It was.
Yeah,
it was
you
different.
need to play Sekiro at least.
I lost my sanity playing fucking Neo. I'm good. That was.
I haven't beat that game. I just realized I got to the very
what
end.
What a fucking fraud!
I didn't realize it until I was like, I have to go back and beat Neo because I saw some DLC and I was like, well, this DLC looks pretty good. But I was just blowing through bosses like it was nothing. So.
Oh my goodness.
Go back and beat it.
Hey,
I gotta play.
We're fucking rambling. I'm trying to get the fuck out. I'm trying to eat.
Well, you just said you were eating before.
All I had was like a little cup noodles, just whet my appetite. I'm trying to get like a
liar.
Oh,
I need to change my bucket.
I'm trying to get like a full meal, bro. I'm
change my
hungry.
bucket.
All right, so that's all I got on my show notes. This has been Gaming Illuminati episode 81, and because you're the guest, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 81 Gold Era Gaming? Go.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and YouTube at Gold Era Gaming. I do live streams, vlogs, and giveaways every 100 subs. Also, I'm going to be at GamerCon in Mohegan Sun on March 23rd and 24th. So if anyone who's listening to this is going to pull up there and is going alone or wants to meet up, I know I'm going alone, and I would love to meet new people and have a good time. It's gonna be my first GamerCon.
I'll put your links like in the description box below. Like DM me on Discord so I have them.
Appreciate it.
The video. What's the name? All right, Ethos, you got the show floor. What's your closing statement for episode 81? Go.
You're blessed up. You know, as a Twitch partner with a check mark, I'm required to tell you need to come to my stream and at least sub because it's Black History Month still. So, like he says, if you don't, you're racist. Second of all, I want to say that I'll probably be streaming Metro. So shout out to JG, appreciate it. And shout out to everyone who's been giving me money, I appreciate it. And shout outs to Golden, appreciate you stopping by here, appreciate it.
Anytime.
And what else is there? I feel like there's something else, but I'm forgetting. Oh, Anthem's not a bad game. It's just you just don't have good taste. That's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get tagged for that.
Yeah, you do the spicy takes for the end of the show. All right.
Yeah, like save them to the end because they don't watch the end.
facts, right? JG, you got the show floor. What's your closing statement for episode 81? Go.
Shout out to our guest Gold Era. This Black History Month sucks. This is probably one of the worst in recent memory. We need a do-over on Black History Month, but at least you got a podcast. You got a GI podcast, so there you go. Bless up. This is probably going to be one of the best things of 2019 for you.
Okay. Very humble statement.
Bro.
Very humble.
We tired of being humble. We tired.
Flex.
And my last statement for the day is I just want to say make sure you guys get out there and be responsible. Make sure to file those taxes so you can come to my stream and donate. All right. I'm joking. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Make sure to take the show on the go. We're available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, all of the major podcast outlets. We got the GI app available on iOS and Android. And if you want to appear on the show like Gold Era, support us at patreon.com/GI updates. There will be a link in the description box below to our Patreon as well as Gold Era's social medias. Other than that, we will see you guys on the next episode of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace out.